And speaking of playoff atmospheres, it seems there's one brewing here in Toronto.
Yeah.
The Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, let me preface this by saying that
Please.
I am a Leafs fan.
And be gentle, too, because we're in Toronto. Right? Guys will find you. They know where we are, you know?
I am a Leafs fan through and through. But, you know, the past few seasons have been difficult, as we all know.
The last 100 seasons. We haven't won since 18-something.
Yeah, we haven't won a Super Bowl, but we've had some good runs, and they've been fun to be a part of.
Yeah.
But the last couple seasons have made me a bit skeptical of February, hype.
Yeah.
Now the Leafs are completely different this year. They are doing exceptionally well.
Yeah. Trust in Burke, right?
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well. They're only a couple points out of I think they're like six points out of the division lead from the Boston Bruins. But if the season ended today, they would have to face the defending Stanley Cup champions in the first round, which is not good. So they pick up big points yesterday in a big win against the red hot Oilers, who are putting
smoking hot.
Who are putting quite a little team together over there. It's too bad they're in Edmonton. That's all I'll say about that.
Winterpeg.
Yeah, Edmonton. So they're putting quite a good team over there, and the Leafs beat them 6-3 last night. And immediately after the game, my Twitter and my Facebook started going off. Playoffs. It's a playoffs. And
playoffs.
We all like saying the word playoffs.
Right.
And it's not like any of the past years. Like, okay, this year Brian Burke came out and said, at a golf tournament, we're going to compete for the playoffs. And he said that at a golf tournament, so there's a little bit of question about whether he was talking about competing in the playoffs at the golf tournament or whether the Leafs were going to actually compete for the playoffs in the NHL.
Yeah.
So, and every year they come out and say, we're going for the playoffs. It's like, of course you're going to say that. That's what you're supposed to want to do, right? In the past couple of years, obviously it hasn't worked out. It's been quite a while, but they are doing well this year, and they are in a playoff position right now if the season ended today. But the East is very contentious. But is it time to start warming up that bandwagon yet?
Here's
you don't want to be burned. Like it pains me.
Here's my thing with the Leafs, and the Leafs is one of the organizations that I hate, but I love, and I love to hate it, simply because I'm so proud to be in a city where we care so much about a team. Like when you think of the Raptors. I mean, I've been offered free tickets to the Raptors, and I found better things to do. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I love basketball.
Yeah.
We just don't have there's no product. We just don't have a good enough product to offer anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to begin with CFL. I think that's, as much as I love football, it's an entirely different game. Not entirely, but it's a very different game. Very different game. Fun to watch if you're there live. Outside of that, not the greatest product.
You don't want to see.
Can I stop you for a second, Bernard? If there are free tickets,
okay,
Bernard, if there are free tickets, can I
Billy
get
Billy V's weighing in here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you got free tickets, I'd be down. Like I'm just gonna throw it out.
He says if you got free tickets, then Billy V's down to go.
All right, I'll cough him up. They come around every when we get to that point where we can no longer make any use of the season.
Yeah.
So, they start rolling in.
Game 2?
Yeah, 2. Sometimes I get a patch of 4, and I get a text message that, hey, you up for tickets? Sometimes I don't even reply. It's kind of rough, but I'll keep them in mind. I'll definitely pass them your way.
See, the problem is nobody, no matter how bad the Leafs might be, nobody's ever offering Leaf tickets.
I actually got Leaf tickets, front row, Leaf tickets from a client of ours a long time ago, and that was really good. A really good surprise. We got smoked 5-0. It was my first time ever.
I've been to one Leafs game. I've lived in this city for since I was 3 years old.
Right.
And I've been to one Leafs game, and that was last season, the first preseason game against Ottawa.
Yeah.
It was they got blown out. It was a preseason game.
And that's my thing too. Is just, as much as I love how passionate we are about our hockey team and about the Leafs in general, I still have to have this feeling of just they're not doing that great of a job selling, fence fans like us.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say like you, but for me specifically, I'm a basketball guy.
Yeah.
If the Leafs win, then I become a Leafs guy.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of my situation there. You know what I mean? And if the Leafs would do a better job, if I'd gone to that game and the Leafs had at least been competitive, maybe it would have spiked my interest. Maybe I would have watched a little bit more.
Well, the problem is, like, I don't know how many seasons ago that was.
That was last season.
Okay. Right. Well, like, here's what hurts. It's like, you know, you watch the Leafs play, and then if you happen to be flipping through the channels on like on a Wednesday night, and you happen to see, you know, any other two top NHL teams playing on that. Let's say Pittsburgh.
Right.
Let's say Pittsburgh is playing one night, and you just even Crosby less, yeah. And you happen to catch that game on TSN or Sportsnet or whatever those guys are, you know, it's different. You're looking at it, it's like, oh look, there's a game plan. Look, this guy's passing to that guy's pass. Oh look, and, you know, if you're just a layman fan or like a casual fan, then you can see it's like, oh wait, hockey's actually a pretty fun sport.
Right. And
you see, like in the past season, you see these clowns wearing blue and white come out onto the field. And it's just like,
it's difficult.
Oh, it's difficult to watch.
Yeah. You have to force yourself. And I mean, getting back to it, like, you know, is it justified for us to start talking about playoffs and stuff like that? And the reality of the situation is, we live in Toronto. Yeah. Even if we were out of the playoffs, we would still hear playoff banter around this time of the year.
Because, okay, here's the thing. This is what the Leafs have done repeatedly over the past couple seasons. This has been their MO, is completely be an afterthought when it comes to the playoffs by January. Start off strong, 4-0. Remember last year, 4-0?
Yeah, the Leafs are back.
Oh, the Leafs are back, 4-0. You know, planning the parade route along Yonge Street.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, calling in sick
ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sick on this day.
I'm gonna be sick on this. Yeah. So anyway, and then by December they just completely take December. They take November and December off.
Yeah.
So by January they're in dead last.
Yeah.
And then they'll make some changes because we're dead last. They'll make some changes. Yeah. And then they'll start creeping back into the picture. So by like end of February, March, it's like we're only 6 points out.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you know, we're only 6 points out. So
as if it's only a little bit.
Like, so they start creeping back in slowly, just enough to get everybody excited about the potential of playoffs.
Yeah, so they can sell.
But not enough to actually get into the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, just enough to sell next year.
Yeah, and then and then of course, you know, by the last week, it's like, okay, we're done because, you know, so and so needed to lose, and that guy needed to lose, and this guy needed to call in sick for us to make the playoffs. It's just like it just becomes all convoluted. It's like, this year, it seems like they're actually somewhat in control of their own destiny.
And you know what? I'm actually becoming to be more proud of what I'm seeing on the ice. I actually am starting to get entertained about certain things. Yeah. I was watching the last game and hearing things like, oh, we may trade this guy. There's actually scouts at the game. I've never heard that before. I've never heard commentators speak like that about the Leafs. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm born and raised Toronto. Like, I've been watching the Leafs and hearing about them since forever. So I would say yes. My final answer, I would say yes. Let's take a look at, you know, a playoff opportunity here. But in general, I am not getting too excited about it because I've been teased before. Yeah. And until I see the panties coming off.
But we have it on record though. Yeah. We have it on record. We're on Billy V's show last week.
Here we go.
TSPN. We have it on record. You're going to be streaking if they win the first round.
If they win the first round.
If they win the first round, Bernard's streaking on Yonge Street.
Honestly, I might not be doing anybody any favors.
Billy V, what you got?
Let's not make it the part of Yonge Street that's near Ryerson. Let's put it up near College and Bloor, or put it more north.
Fair enough. We'll keep it away from Ryerson. Billy V doesn't want you streaking around Ryerson. He doesn't want.
I'm pretty sure
he doesn't want you to make any of his girlfriends jealous.
I'm pretty sure
you walked into that one.
I'm pretty sure there's a pretty long list of people who would probably rather not see me streaking downtown. But you know, I might have to. I don't know. I'll find a way.
I don't think that's an incentive. I don't think the Leafs are going to try any harder because of that.
Yeah.
Maybe now, if you take that back and say, if you win the first round, I won't do it.
Yeah.
Then you'll see a mad effort out there.
I'm sure they care about what Little Bernard thinks too.
Yeah, they absolutely do. They're listening to the show right now.
Nice.
All right. So no bandwagon. Yes, bandwagon.
I'll take the bandwagon for now. I reserve the right to jump off with the knee pads.